Do you think Big Ben Roethlisberger is still a top-5 quarterback at this point?
No, I don't. And through a lot of his career, he was. He was never usually a top 3, but a lot of times a top 5 quarterback. He wasn't Rodgers and Brady and Peyton and Drew Brees, and then Roethlisberger would round that out. Depending on the year, another guy might pop their head up. I don't think he's that anymore. He is having a remarkable comeback season, coming off a catastrophic injury, getting the ball out quickly, leading an undefeated team with a great defense, no doubt about it, and he has weapons, but leading an undefeated team throughout the season. And not just hanging around as a kind of he's good enough not to mess this up. He's making positive contributions. But guys, Patrick Mahomes, Aaron Rodgers, Russell Wilson. Let's just put those 3 aside. There are 2 more slots in the top 5. Are there any young quarterbacks who belong there instead of Roethlisberger? Well, what do you think? There's a kid in Arizona who plays pretty well, who I'd put ahead of Roethlisberger right now, in Kyler Murray. And when he's healthy, and he's expected back at the end of this season, and he was way up there in QBR throughout this season, and that was without his number 2 receiver, Drew Brees. So who, by the way, for most of his career has been in that slot ahead of Ben Roethlisberger, whoever's the elite of the elite, right? If it's Brady and Peyton and Rodgers, and then the 4th name would be Brees, or the 3rd name would be Brees because it overlaps Peyton and Rodgers, right? And then comes Roethlisberger. I don't think that's changed. So I just don't think there are enough top slots in the top 5 to get Roethlisberger in there. I suppressed the sneeze at the end of that.
I respect. Don't worry about it. It's okay. It happens to me all the time. No big deal, especially with my schnoz. Here's the deal. I would tell you I respectfully disagree with you because I'd have Big Ben Roethlisberger right at number 5. Kyler Murray isn't there yet. He's running the football effectively. I get it, and he's got an arm on him. But when you look at the way that Big Ben Roethlisberger has been playing, although sometimes he makes me nervous, he's thrown for over 300 yards on a few occasions this year. Only 1 game has he failed to complete less than 63% of his passes, and that 1 game was a blowout win against the Cincinnati Bengals, where the Steelers essentially cakewalked to a 36-10 victory, which basically didn't even count. So if you look at the model of consistency that he's put forth, completing 67% of his passes, throwing 24 touchdowns, just 5 interceptions, and leading the Steelers to an undefeated season straight off of elbow surgery. I can't say enough about the job that Big Ben Roethlisberger has done this year. A matter of fact, I'd give him a slight nod, possibly over Drew Brees, based on the way Drew Brees was playing. I'm only talking about this season. I'm not talking about career. I'm not talking about next season. I'm only talking about this season. Of course, I'd put Russell Wilson, Aaron Rodgers, Patrick Mahomes right up there. You want to put Drew Brees ahead of him? Fine. I put Ben at number 5, even though I might loop that. I might switch that up and put Big Ben at number 4, Drew Brees at number 5, with obviously the Kyler Murrays of the world, the Josh Allens of the world, and others on the outside looking in, but right on the outside. But based on the year that Big Ben Roethlisberger has been having in leading this team, leading them, not just throwing the football, not just throwing for touchdowns, not just limiting the interceptions and the turnovers, but also literally leading, knowing the team, knowing he only came back because he wanted to play with these guys and win the chip. He's up there in age. He doesn't have much more time left. His body has taken a beating over the years because he's Big Ben. This man is leading by example, and he's galvanizing folks. And when you see the youth movement that's taking place in this league, of course you don't expect them to be the leader that Big Ben Roethlisberger is, because they're not of his age and maturity and experience. They'll get there, but he is there already. He's done it. And it's in the aftermath of old Antonio Brown and talking smack about him and all of this other stuff. I think Big Ben Roethlisberger is putting forth a stellar season, and he definitely is worth top 5, not top 5 consideration. He's top 5 period in my estimation as of right now.
If you want to put him in the top 5, over Derek Carr right now, who's having an excellent season, or Ryan Tannehill, okay, I think that's debatable.
Yep.
But okay, certainly the Roethlisberger brand name is bigger and better.
They deserve
than
to be
guys.
there too.
He's had more career success. He is playing well. Right now, you would take Roethlisberger over Kyler Murray and Josh Allen. I think both Kyler Murray and Josh Allen have played a little better than Roethlisberger this year. Yeah, for this season, I think they played a little better than Roethlisberger. I think so is Drew Brees when he's on the field, and the big three are immovable with Mahomes and Rodgers and Russell Wilson. I think Roethlisberger's a top 10 quarterback. Top 5 is pushing it.
I don't think so. I think he's right at top 5. Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming, sports, and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.